Hey everybody, welcome back to Whispers of Myth. Today we're taking a deep dive into, I think, one of the most fascinating and controversial topics in the world of ufology. The different species of extraterrestrial beings or interdimensional beings that have supposedly been witnessed by humans from all around the globe. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, you're really in for an intriguing discussion. Just try to keep an open mind. So let's explore the top 10 ET species reported in encounters, their appearance, and potentially what their intentions are, according to witnesses. So the first species I want to discuss is pretty common. They're called the Greys, at least to a lot of people they're called that. They're probably the most iconic. They're often described in abduction stories. They're usually about 3 to 4 feet tall, huge, large black eyes, really small mouth, giving them kind of like a childlike but very eerie appearance. Generally, they're depicted as emotionless or clinical, and often associated with experimentation on humans. I mean, we can go down the rabbit hole with the Greys all day. There should be a 3-hour episode on them, but I'm just going to give a general overview, especially for people that are kind of new to the field, and you can go down the rabbit hole on your own. I'll talk about the second that I think is quite popular, which is the Reptilians. Just like the name sounds, these beings are said to stand up to about 7 feet tall. They're humanoid and reptile combination. They have scaly skin. Sometimes reported as even having wings. Often viewed with fear, they're believed to manipulate human societies and our governments. Their demeanor is typically described as aggressive and very dominating. So, once again, I mean, the reptilian is a common theme throughout experiencers and abduction tales. So, another one to look at for yourself if you're interested. The third one I want to talk about, commonly referred to as the Nordics, also known as the tall whites sometimes. These beings are described as, very human-like, with pale skin, tall stature, striking blue eyes. They're often said to exude a very calm, benevolent demeanor, sometimes even imparting spiritual wisdom, or even concerns about the Earth's well-being. Anyway, you be the judge. Number 4 is the Palladians. Similar to the Nordics, kind of. The Palladians are reported as very beautiful, peaceful beings who look very much like humans and come from, you guessed it, the star cluster, the Pallades. Often associated with messages of peace, spiritual guidance, much like the Nordics. Number 5, we'll talk about the Anunnaki. These beings are actually representative in a lot of spiritual texts. They originate from Sumerian text. They're said to have come from a distant planet in our solar system. They're often depicted as taller than humans, robust builds, almost giant-like, regal demeanor, supposedly having a significant role in shaping early human civilization. If you read the text, the Epic of Gilgamesh, it'll give you a really good idea about the Anunnaki, and I believe the planet they come from is called Nibiru, speculatively. Number 6, I want to talk about the Mantids, or Mantis beings, less commonly reported, but very striking. Dolores Cannon explored these a lot in her books, in her regression sessions with abductees. They're described as resembling a praying mantis, often 6-7 feet tall. The beings are said to have a highly advanced intellect, often considered to be healers or spiritual guides. So we're seeing this theme a lot, spiritual guides, ascension. The mantis beings, other than looking really creepy, are said to be probably pretty benevolent. You be the judge. Number 7, the Andromedadans. Reportedly, contactees are coming from the Andromeda galaxy. At least that's what they're saying. They're described as benevolent, highly advanced technologically, and of course spiritually, as the theme continues. They're depicted as concerned for Earth and humanity's path towards what we would call enlightenment. So, getting more into something more up to date, number 8, I'm going to talk about the EBNS, EBENS, allegedly from the planet Serpo. These beings are described as small, with kind of odd, like hairless appearance, very large eyes, similar to the Greys. Their demeanor is reported as friendly, and they're often associated with cultural and educational exchanges with humans. So be the judge on that one about the EBNS. There's lots of documentation on the EBNS. One apparently was in captivity at one point. You can Google that one. It's pretty easy. Number 9, the blue avians. Kind of a newer addition to the extraterrestrial lore. These beings are kind of described as bird-like in appearance, blue feathers, peaceful, wise demeanor. They're said to be focused on kind of bringing, yeah, you guessed it, spiritual awakening and human consciousness. I guess the recent whistleblower, Jason Sands, kind of talked about these type of beings. I believe what he's speaking about would match up with the blue Arcturians. The blue Arcturians being on the list as well. They're considered one of the most advanced alien species. The Arcturians are reported as small, once again with blue skin, and very peaceful ethos to their culture and whatever planet they come from. Often described as being focused on spiritual technology, healing, help humans evolve spiritually, so on and so on. So we're seeing a big trend here with beings that are helping us move forward consciously, technologically. And then we have beings that are often described as insidious. They're up to no good, tricksters, the Reptilians being number 1 there, but I'm sure there are others, as have been mentioned in all the spiritual texts. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. What do you think about these reported ET beings or extraterrestrial beings? Are they real? Are they made up? Is there a middle ground somewhere in there where some people are telling the truth? I don't know. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Whispers of Myth, and remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for tuning in.